Hi guys, it's Stock Curry, and today I'm going to tell you what stock I bought in the Millionaire Club portfolio. This is an AI stock, but not one you've probably heard of. It's more of a sell the shovels rather than dig for gold stock. So let's get into it. Before I show you which stock I bought in the Millionaire Club portfolio, let's go through the Millionaire Club portfolio real fast. After the Russell Small Cap Index took a big hit, we ended up with quite a few stocks that are now down in the portfolio. However, the portfolio did recover towards the end of last week, and it is now up 3% on the year. So despite the major sell-off in the Russell, we're still up 3% on the year in this portfolio. We now have 22 stocks in the Millionaire Club portfolio, and we continue to diversify into a wide range of companies and industries. Now, the stock that I bought today is not what you would typically think of when you think of AI. And the reason is because a lot of the classic AI stocks, such as AI, BBAI, NVIDIA, AMD, all these others, they have run up significantly. And in my mind, they're currently extremely overvalued. However, if you dig a little bit deeper and we start to find companies that aren't necessarily digging for gold, but rather the companies that are selling the shovels, then we can find some stocks that are not only good stocks, but also undervalued. Now, what kinds of companies would these be? Well, obviously, the most immediate AI related company you can think of would be Microsoft. Then you think of companies that sell the hardware, such as NVIDIA, AMD, and then you get a little bit deeper. What does it take to actually run those servers? And you start thinking about things like server racks. You think about buildings. You think about the metal that goes into those servers. You might think about some of the rare earth metals that might go into the processors. You also might think about the HVAC systems that have to cool all of these computers. And then if you go even deeper on the HVAC side, you get into the refrigerant that goes into the HVAC. And that is where I found my value stock that I bought for the Millionaire Club portfolio. The stock I bought in the Millionaire Club portfolio was HDSN. This is Hudson Technologies. I bought 25 shares at $8.72 for a little bit more than $200 worth of stock. By the way, if you want to know everything that I buy and you want to get these trades when the market is actually opened, when I actually place the trades, rather than waiting to find out in a video a few days later, you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/realscottcurry. That's twitter.com/realscottcurry, where I place these trades as I make them. Now let's talk a little bit about the fundamentals of this company, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what they do and why I bought them. HDSN has been trading fairly flat over the past couple of years, but their sales have been pretty strong, and they're now a value stock. They currently have a PE ratio of 3.95 compared to a sector average of 15.81. There is one analyst covering the stock, and he rates it a buy with a $14 price target. By the way, he increased that price target in February. Now, taking a look at the fundamentals, we can see that this is a profitable company with 4 quarters of earnings. However, the reason the stock is so cheap right now and hasn't really gone up in price is because the earnings have been declining for the past 2 quarters. Now, up until last quarter, they were actually increasing year over year. But last quarter, they took a pretty significant decline as inflation came down, and that hurt sales and as well as their earnings. So the company didn't really see a bad quarter last quarter. It was just that compared to prior years, when the cost of refrigerant was through the roof, the earnings aren't as good as they were last year. But if you look at their growth over 2, 3, 4 years, it's still going up. So still a great company, great quarter. It just looks bad on paper because we're comping against insane numbers from a year ago. Now, taking a look at the balance sheet, they have $176.83 million in current assets and only $52 million in current liabilities. So a very strong balance sheet here. And now taking a look at the cash flow statement, they have been free cash flow positive for each of the past 4 quarters. So overall, the financials are very strong with this company, and they have seen continued growth. The difference is while their customer base might be growing, their sales and earnings have been declining just because of the cost of refrigerant. But they are still very strong with a strong customer base. I really like them. And even though it's deep, deep down the line when it comes to AI stocks, I still think this company could benefit from a growth in AI, a growth in the number of companies that have servers, which in turn requires more HVAC, which in turn requires more refrigerants. So let's talk about what this company actually provides and why they're so special when it comes to refrigerants. What makes Hudson Technologies so unique is that their refrigerant is environmentally friendly. And as companies move more and more towards environmentally friendly products, and they try to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, they try to increase energy efficiency, and they work more towards sustainability, this is really going to help Hudson Technologies because they are a leader in this space when it comes to refrigerant in HVAC systems. Hudson Technologies not only specializes in selling refrigerants, they also specialize in HVAC maintenance as well as reclamation services for old refrigerant and disposing of it in a safe way. And they also specialize in helping companies operate their HVAC systems at peak performance, which saves companies money. Their commitment to environmental stewardship is core to everything that they do. And they also have a patented software that goes through and analyzes the refrigerant system for these companies. It was built by chemists and engineers. And what it does is it optimizes the HVAC system, which helps lower the operating cost of these AI companies. And of course, their proprietary software also helps companies reduce their impact on the environment. So this is a technology company also, not that you would really think about an HVAC system as being extremely technologically advanced, but through the use of their proprietary software, they are able to use their technology to help lower cost and help better the environment. And this is extremely beneficial to companies, especially those companies that are in the AI sector that are running these servers that need these HVAC systems to be up and running nonstop all the time. Because if that system goes down, we're talking about catastrophic failure to their computer systems. So it's very important that these systems are up and running. And yes, Hudson Technologies does provide emergency on-site services for these companies as well to keep those HVAC systems up and running. Now, another big question that I always have when I look at these companies is what are the insiders doing? We know Hudson Technologies has great financials. We know that they're a great company in the products and their technology. I want to know what the insiders are doing. Are they buying, selling? What's going on? Now, I saw quite a few of these SEC Form 4s where they disclosed that they had exercised their options in order to buy more stocks. And that's pretty typical where insiders will have stock options and then they will exercise those. It's kind of part of their pay. The real question on those is what do they do with those once they exercise their options? Do they hold on to the stock or do they sell them? And luckily, all of the insiders who have exercised their options, they have been holding on to their stock. In addition, we also have this director here who bought more shares. And as the old saying goes, there's 1,000 reasons to sell, but there's only one reason to buy. And that's because you think your stock is undervalued and it's going to go up. So So finding insider buys is extremely positive for this company, and it really makes me feel good about investing in HDSN. Now, I'm going to say it because I know you're wondering. No, this was not a sponsored video. I did not receive any compensation for talking about this company. This is a company that I found on my own and I bought into because I believe that it's a great stock to buy. Now, that said, I want to be very clear that this is not financial advice. Nothing I've talked about today is a recommendation to go buy, sell, or hold any stock or asset. These are just my opinions. I'm just letting you know what I am doing. Please go do your own research before you invest in any asset. Now, if you're looking for a broker to buy these stocks on, you want to join us in the Millionaire Club Challenge, I encourage you to go check out the platforms that I have on my trading platforms page on my website. You can check those out at stockcurry.vip/platforms. That's stockcurry.vip/platforms. Quite a few of those trading platforms are offering huge stock bonuses where you could get up to 15 free stocks just by opening an account and depositing $100. Now, if you got a lot out of this video, then be a good friend and share this video with your friends and family so that they will know what stocks to buy as well. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, click the bell icon and click all so that you can get notified when I release my next video. And if you missed the last video where I went over what stocks I bought 2 weeks ago, make sure you watch the last video that I uploaded here.